Episode 53 Boomer Guitar Sessions. My name is Rod. Today is a lesson for the beginner. So what we're going to do, this is called a beginner talk. This is a new series, like just stuff for the beginners, like the first year guitar students, things to work on, all that kind of stuff. We're going to get started today. We're going to talk first, we're going to do the overarching goals, and then what do we need to practice to get us to achieve those overarching goals, getting started right away. And then with some time left over, we're going to talk about some affordable stuff that every one of us wants, needs to get, like guitar gear, but not ridiculously expensive guitar gear. Something that I think every guitar player needs. If you're serious about getting into this thing, this is your lesson. We're going to hit a lot of bases today. So with that said, two overarching goals in my guitar platform, the Guitar Collective. The two overarching goals are, first, learn to play what is yours, your favorite songs, your sounds, your styles. Learn what makes your style tick. Learn how to make the sounds, learn how to learn the language that is what you love. We're not going to try to teach you how to play something that is horrible to your sensibilities, to your whatever you like. You have to love what you're playing in order to get good at it. We're going to meet you at where you love. So with that said, the next thing is the goal of, we want you to be able to play with other people. We want to develop skills that have us playing with other people. So you leave your bedroom. You don't just play for yourself all the time. It might be a campfire, it might be praise team at church, it might be a garage band, it might be starting a punk band in your 50s, it might, whatever it is, it might be songwriting. You might be a writer who wants to write songs, a poet or whatever it is. We would like to see you do something in public. So playing with other people is a skill. We want to learn the skills that help us do that easily. Everything else, all the things that we learn are going to be addressing one of those two camps. We want to get the sounds that you like, the sounds, the styles, the songs, all that, the skills, and we want to be able to play with other people with those skills. Okay, and take our guitar stuff to the masses. With that said, well, first thing you want to be able to do, or first thing you want to concentrate on, I would guess, a little bit of history with me, is when I was a kid, what they used to have is these, and this goes back 45 years, these books. You would go into the record store, and there's like a third of the record store was music books that you could buy, made easy for guitar, and lots of different bands like the Eagles, Led Zeppelin, Styx, America. It was all written in standard notation, and it was all written for piano music for the most part. Every once in a while, they would have this thing called like Made Easy for Guitar, and then a band. And in the case of me, and I wish I could find this book, because that it's a piece of my past. Made Easy for Guitar, Styx. I remember it was a gold cover with black lettering. Made Easy for Guitar, Blue Collar Man. This was like Pieces of 8 Styx. This was Grand Illusion Styx, probably Crystal Ball Styx. Styx were they were an important band they were one of the first bands I got into when I was a kid. I was Kiss, I was Styx, I was Rush. A lot of Kiss, Styx, Rush, Led Zeppelin. To a lesser degree, that would influence me when I got older, a little bit older. It's the first song I ever wanted to learn was Stairway to Heaven. So it was So anyway, so what that book did wrong is they would teach you how to play songs. First off, they assumed that the best way to teach you how to play that song is to write it in standard notation. And then they did it in standard notation, plus, like it was going to be made easy because it was in standard notation, plus, and that was sarcasm, Plus, they wrote it in the wrong key. They wrote it in a key that was easy to read. Okay, so say no to that. When you learn songs, when you're first getting started, don't worry about doing Stairway to Heaven. Don't worry about doing Master of Puppets. Play music. Now, it doesn't have to be music you hate, but start with little chunks of stuff that is cool. Like if you like rock, a couple chord progressions. Start with getting your chords together. So the idea that when we learn songs, you can learn songs in the proper key, and it will sound like the song once you get it together, because it is in the same key. So with that said, songs, particularly when you're first getting started, you want to learn lots of songs in the key of G. So in the key of G, what we have is it's my G major chord, a really common chord. We have your C add 9, your C add 9 chord, that's really common. And then you have your D chord. All right. C add 9, G, D. Already that's 100, 300, 400, 500 songs. Lots of people have written songs just with those chords because it's easy. There's a lot of songs in the history of music, in the history of rock music, that the core part of the song isn't absolutely complex. Okay? Rock and roll was about, like, at some point it was about picking up a guitar and starting a band, and it's like we write with what we were able to do, and tons of songs. Just because you have 3 or 4 chord songs doesn't mean the songs are lame or trite. My favorite song ever probably is Working Class Hero, and mostly that's 2 chords. He has the 3rd chord in the chorus, but the things that make songs lame is subjective, but it's not the number of chords or the kinds of chords. Okay, so G, D, C add 9, that's 1,000 songs. We add the E minor to that, that's another 1,000 songs. And then some of the other chords we have. So you learn your open chords first. Okay, now once you get some of your open chords together, another really cool open chord that's not always taught, that's called a D/F sharp. That serves as a passing chord to get to E minor. All right, so once you get into that, then start working up let's get some rhythm together and just establish a rhythm. And it can start with one chord. So one of the first things I do is joom, 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 joom. Now, the other thing I'm into, if you look at this, is I am not into metronomes. Like when I was growing up, everyone's talking about the metronome. To me, the metronome, it makes me not want to play. It makes me not want to practice. Okay. Sure, the metronome has some purposes, absolutely. But more often we can find other ways that are more creative, more ways that inspire you to play. More ways of keeping time and keeping track of time that inspire you to play and make you want to play more, and it sounds like the music that you're listening to. The more you like to practice, the more you'll practice. So I'm a big proponent of drum machines over, drum loops over metronomes. Metronomes is that timekeeping device. It's like, all right. So this is called Drum Genius. It's like $15. It's like 400 drum beats. I'll take the Hal Blaine Mr. Tambourine Man, and something like that would be like this. So you want to practice with that? Just get your downstrokes together. Practice at a moderate tempo, don't have to do fast. Pick songs that have repeated sections. Pick songs that have repeated chord progressions. When you're starting out, don't pick the songs that have all these different things in every part of the song. Now more so than ever, we have songs that are like 4-chord songs. That's a big thing in the last 10 years. You can find lots of them, you know. So a lot of pop music is that. So anyway, so there's that. There is that. Another drum beat I like for a different reason. I'll show you. This is the Pop 09. This is supposedly Andy Newmark of Roxy Music. So that joom, 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 joom strumming pattern, just get it down. Get some rhythm going on it. So what happens is you're going to start making music. Your chords are going to sound better and better, and it's going to start to sound like music. Now you don't want to attack your guitar. Play lightly. Okay. Then what you can do, once this is easy, then do just 4 beats of that. Then move to this chord, which is your C add 9 chord. You want simple progressions. Start with what's simple. My favorite guitar players of all time, they say play the simple stuff and it doesn't sound simple. Okay, now once you get joom, 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 joom down, the next strumming pattern is joom, 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 jigga, which is down, 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 up. So that's going to be like this. That's 1,000 songs. Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's a lot of songs. Okay? And there's variations on that, but that gets you playing rhythm right away. You want to try to get your rhythm together as soon as possible. Work on moving it in between chords, going from chord to chord, chord to chord. So we're starting with open chords because open chords are like the basis of lots of stuff. They're in rock music, they're in pop music, they're in country music, they're in folk music, they're in lots of things. And they are the lower level chord that once you learn these, it's like the math to bar chords algebra. Okay, so lots of things you can do with them too. So they sound great on acoustic guitar, but they're also used on electric guitar too. So with that said, open chords, major and minor chords. Major chords are the happy chords. The minor chords, major chords, happy. Minor chords are the darker. They're the darker. Yes. And your music will have both major and minor intermingled. We're learning chord progressions. They can be 2 chord progressions, 3 chord progressions, 4 chord progressions. Just get the short ones. All right, open chords. Later on, we'll talk about power chords, but the transition between these open chords, that's another thing you want to practice. So like, for example, first thing we would talk about the transition, going from this chord to that chord. Notice that these two fingers, we don't have to move them. All right. So practicing the transition chords, and I'm going to give it, this is a shameless plug. This book I wrote, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. One page in this book is like, it shows you all the moves you need to get started. And there's a lot of pages in it, but it's like it takes the open chords and it goes like one chord to the next, one chord to the next. You can buy it on Amazon. So it's called Open Chord Workshop by Rod Gels, me. Guitar Collective. All right. So with that said, moving from G to D, when I do that, I use a scout finger. That's a trick. That's an economy of motion trick. So when we talk about economy of motion, we're working smarter. Okay. D. My third finger doesn't move when I go from G to D. That's the scout finger. That's what we call that. E minor, when I play the E minor chord to C, second finger is a scout finger. Okay? Now, every practice session, every time, everything that we do, we should work rhythm, we should work chords. Tons of songs are chord based, but not every song is chord based. And stuff we want to learn also how to do is we want to learn to play melody. When we play melody, we can do that in many ways. We can learn stuff, and we do in the collective, that just a core melody that everybody plays. Like it could be a fiddle tune, but it's like Ode to Joy. Ode to Joy is one. A blues tune. I have blues things. Melodies that are singable are great to start with. Anything that you know it is singable, try to figure it out, or that would make a great lesson. If you have any that you can think of that are very singable, a happy birthday, put it in the comments. All right, but also riffs. Riffs are a big thing. So we want to learn how to play riffs. So with that said, play that riff 110,000 times. That gets us our chops together. We don't want to do it. We don't just want to play chords all the time. We want to play some of the cool stuff. Okay. Riffs are these short musical phrases that define a song. Like when I was 10 years old, what I wanted to play was guitar parts that had riffs. I didn't know about it at the time. I didn't know what it was called. But everything I was gravitated towards, it was Kiss, Molly Hatchet. I remember going to my guitar teacher and listening to Molly Hatchet, like Bloody Reunion. I remember that was a song. It was on cassette. My brother's Mustang 2. He took me to guitar lessons, and I remember that's what I want to learn how to play. Now, when I listen to that album, it sounds like Mountain to me, but I didn't know who Mountain was in 1980. So with that said, riffs are important. Riffs are fun. You learn your technique through riffs. Okay. With that said, things that I think you already know, but if you don't, these are frets. You want to know that. You want to know where the third fret is, the fifth fret is, the seventh fret is, the 12th fret is. You want to know where your various frets are so you don't have to count. That's why the dots are on your guitar. Guitar talk. Frets. All right. Then the other thing is, then I'm guessing that a lot of you lot of you like electric guitar. Some of you like rock, some of you like pop, and an electric guitar is a part of both. You want to learn how to play some electric. Everything that you learn on acoustic translates over, but what sounds really great on electric is like your power chords. Anyway, it's all fun. It's a boatload of fun. So learn your power chords. They're your two and three finger short chords. Already it's a... All right, learn your open power chords first. Learn your fret net. This is your third fret, your fifth, your seventh, your ninth, your 12th. These are your open strings. All right. Just pick the guitar. And one of the things I do anchor my pinky. This is called huckleberry picking. You practice that, and then you learn some riffs. You learn songs that have it. Also, start a band right now. Start a band. Learn a couple basic songs and just get playing with people and make it a social thing. Don't hide in your bedroom. Don't hide in your basement. Let the world in on your growth and your journey. All right? So the importance of riffs, like... Those are all songs that have riffs. You know every one of those songs because it has riffs. And it's a signature melody. Riffs are melody. All right. Next thing we want to talk about. I'll stop. Essential tools. These essential tools that you have that I think are affordable. I know are affordable. I'm going to talk about, let's see what I got here. First off, get a drum, like as I said, that's Drum Genius. Drum Genius. Have that as a some sort of drum machine app. Okay, doesn't have to be Drum Genius. There's other good ones out there. The other thing is your pick. Somebody needs to talk about pick. What I think a great pick is when you're just starting out and strumming is your Dunlop yellow pick. Your Dunlop yellow pick. All right. So that if I can find a picture of this, I will put it in the video. That's a great strumming pick. You don't want something so thin that it rips, but you don't need anything really thick either because you're not shredding. You're not playing lots of heavy notey stuff. When you're strumming if you strum with a thick pick, then you'll break strings. Which reminds me, this is the smart thing that people do. And this is thinking ahead. Thinking ahead, you're going to break strings. So what you want to do, if you got an electric guitar, get 9 gauge D'Addario XLs. Okay, this comes in a 3-pack. It was like $15. I ordered it online. Have strings because You don't want to be caught like, okay, so I break a string and I don't have the ride to the music store. I got to order a new set of strings, and you know, that this happens. This happens. I got a text from a student that says I can't make guitar lesson because I broke a string. So with that said, the other things we want to check out, and this is a cool little hack. This is called a capo. You're going to want a capo if you're, especially the acoustic players. You can move this thing up. This is under $20. The Shub capo. You don't need the $80 capo. That's just ego. Get more than the $10 capo, less than the $80 capo. The Shub $18 capo online is fine. That enables us to play in a variety of different keys with open chords. And lots of the people that you listen to use it. But another, and this is a hack, you'll hear it only here, Boomer Guitar Sessions. If you are a person who are, like if you're somebody who's 10 years old, or I had a student yesterday who was 10, I don't know if he was 10 or not, 4th grade, whatever 4th grade is. I said, use a capo, because his arm couldn't go out to here. So this shortens the neck and it makes it easier to ease in to guitar muscles. Okay, makes the neck smaller. He was playing the chord progressions that he was like not being able to play before. It's like, and then gradually you go from one fret to the lower fret, get used to that, get to the lower fret. You ease your way into the other open. All right, so the capo can be used as a learning tool for smaller people. All right, the other thing is picks. Okay, as I said, this pick, but also when I am doing this, if you want to learn how to play the riffs, and you want to learn how to play the licks, and you want to learn how to, you don't want to pick, this is the Ernie Ball Prodigy pick. I like that. So this is when I'm playing like the notey stuff, I don't want to pick the gives at all. Okay. Okay, so that is there you go. That they have my endorsement, Ernie Ball Prodigy picks. All right, so tuners, each one of these things, tuners, capos, a new set of strings, each one of these things, picks. You get a bag of picks for, I don't even know, $6. Okay, Sweetwater, $6. All right, every one of these things is cheap, affordable, but it is really useful. This is Rod, Boomer Guitar Sessions. The end of our first guitar talk. If you have any questions or any kind of things that you would like to see in these guitar talks, put it in the comments. That's how I know what you all are interested in, and I'll talk on any subject, because that's what I do. Anyway, this is Rod. I believe in you. I'm grateful for you. Enjoy the process, and until next time, see you later. Hi, this is Rod from Boomer Guitar Sessions. I personally wanted to thank you for being part of our community. If you like what we're doing here and you want to see more of it, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. And this helps me spread my musical messages to all over the world. Thank you. I appreciate you. And always remember,